Hi, let's try and understand stillbirth. A disclaimer though, we cannot understand stillbirth in totality. We cannot put a wrap around the experience of stillbirth because it's unique and different with a different person. So most ladies go through this at some point in life, and just for our knowledge, stillbirth is when you lose a baby during pregnancy or 20 weeks after uh, getting pregnant. And this is different from miscarriage because in miscarriage it's before delivery, but stillbirth is when it's during delivery. So there are different factors that may lead to this stillbirth, and basically mostly it can be due to complications such as high blood pressure, complications such as genetical factors. It can also be due to placental issues, and it can also be due to infections during delivery. Now, different people handle this differently, and sometimes it becomes easier to handle this when you have support after the stillbirth, or you have people you can lean on after the stillbirth experience. The different, or sometimes stillbirth can be just basically due to ignorance. You are a first-time mom and you don't have an idea of how to go about it, or you don't have an idea of who to trust and who not to trust during delivery. Like in my case, I went through stillbirth, and I went through both miscarriage and stillbirth. And I would like to just talk a little bit about this experience, how I went through it, and how I maneuvered up to the healing process actually. So at 34 weeks, I had gone through a very easy pregnancy, a healthy one, and I had even prepared myself financially and even with stuff like baby clothes and everything that I needed for a newborn baby. I had shopped for all these things, and I was just there eagerly waiting to have my baby. And so at that 4 weeks, a friend approached me, whom I really trusted because I had walked with her through this journey of pregnancy, and she just recommended something, and I believed it was a good thing, and she had good intentions. So, and she recommended I visit a midwife. I did, and the midwife recommended that I can not wait for the baby to get to term. I cannot wait for the labor pains. I have to get induced because my situation was complicated. So I believed her, and during this all this time I believed, and I welcomed every help that came my way. I really trusted everybody when they suggested something to me. So here I am, I'm given a day where I'm supposed to go and get induced. So I go, and I'm induced, and here we are. I'm ready to get the baby on that day. So the baby comes out, but the baby does not come out alive. And one explanation that I was given is that the baby had issues with the umbilical cord, where she had the umbilical cord tied around her neck twice, something that I did not even think could happen, because I had just had my what is it called, the ultrasound like 2 weeks ago. So here I am. I'm surprised, because when I went for the ultrasound, I was told, you're okay, the baby's okay, and you can go for a natural delivery. And that is one thing that can mess you up when you go to get an ultrasound, and maybe that person is not competent enough, or they misled you, kind of thing, and you trust what they are telling you. So I go through the process, and here I am. I have lost the baby, and now here comes the trauma and insensitivity. Sometimes people talk to you and they think they're telling you things that can help you, but they're really hurting you unknowingly or knowingly. Here's one instance where I'm still in the labor ward. I have not been discharged, and there are these ladies called community health volunteers. One of them approaches me and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you've lost your baby. I thought you were having an abortion." I'm like, come on, in my heart, like, hey, how can I be having an abortion and admitted in a hospital, and I have my bag ready to have a baby? So that statement was very insensitive, and I felt really bad. But after some time, I just decided to ignore it, because that is somebody who is really, I don't know what she's doing in the labor ward in the first place, because she's very insensitive. She's adding trauma to people there instead of helping around and easing the pressure around there. So I go back home, I'm discharged, and now the trauma continues. I meet my neighbors who really do not want me to interact with their babies, because apparently I have abandonment, because I have had a miscarriage here and there, and now I have a stillbirth. And what else can really describe me better than that lady who has abandonment, and now I have to just close my door and stay indoors and never interact with these people anymore. No matter how they try and reach out to me, I'm locked indoors for some time. And now stillbirth is not only for the mother, but it's also for both partners, and it can really mess up your relationship. Because for me, I had my own way of grieving and healing. But here we are. The healing journey is such a long journey that does not have a destination, by the way. And this guy that I am with, my partner, decides that now the only way he can console himself is through drugs. And I cannot handle that. I cannot handle the loss of a baby and now dealing with a partner who is a drug addict. No, I had to move out. And now there comes now another group of people that you are dealing with now through the trauma. These people who just have to say, everything that you have to go through, the only solution that is there is, girl, let's pray. I'm having nightmares, let's pray, without suggesting or coming up with any other solution to that. It is very dangerous to just say, now let's believe and pray, without doing anything about it. It can really lead you to even, getting to a point of being insane, if you have to pray and pray without doing anything. I'm not saying that we don't believe and pray. I really pray. I'm a very prayerful person, but I believe in praying, and while praying, I'm doing something about that situation. I'm acting, I'm taking action. So this time I am here and I have people who are suggesting, visit this prayer, this pastor, this church, they send in links for prayers at midnight and all that. And I had to reach up and say, no, you see, even if I just whisper and I don't have to visit any person, any pastor, God will still hear my prayers. So I had to put a stop to that madness. And now you start a journey of healing. And a while before I said healing is a journey that does not have a specific destination. It goes on and on and on. Now how you heal, it depends on you. The rate at which you heal, it depends on you and the decisions you make on your own. So the first thing I'll say during healing and overcoming trauma, I'll say that you just have to grieve. Just feel, grieve, cry if you have. Go through it all. And don't put a shield or a strong face and say, I am a strong person, I have healed, and try and show people how you are very strong. No, just heal, take time and heal. Grieve, take your time. And then the next thing that you can do to overcome trauma is seek support. And by support, functional support. For me, at first I sought support, and the first support that I got was, let's pray. Yes, as you pray, also find something else that you do along the prayer. Along the prayer, you're doing something that is functional, okay? And then this thing will be like, let's say it's to collaborate to help you move on faster. It could be a family member who relates with your pain. It could be a friend who relates with your pain. It could be just a professional support, like you could consider therapy. For me, I'll say I managed to find support in friends. I managed to find support in family. I managed to find support even in a professional therapist, and the three helped me to accept. You cannot bring back the baby, but you can accept the situation that, yes, here is a mistake that happened and I accept it. Now I live with it. I'll live with that pain. And now the next thing that you can do is honor your baby's memory. For example, for me, I took the initiative of starting a baby shop in the name of my baby, and I by just dressing other people's children and seeing them looking cute and in those dresses, I'll say the spirit of my baby lives on by me just dressing other children, and communicate with your partner through the journey. How are they feeling? How are they managing? And this is very hard because sometimes men keep a lot to themselves. They put on a very brave face and they don't really express how they feel that much. So but just try and communicate. So I'll say stillbirth is one thing that no single lady will really want to go through it at some point in their journey of giving birth, but it happens. And once it happens, find one thing that is functional, and you will be able to maneuver and live with it. Thank you for listening.